Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. Today is Saturday, August 3rd. We've made it to another weekend slate of the MLB. We're going to be looking at a couple more plays for today. We're going to be starting with the New York Yankees going up against the Toronto Blue Jays. And for the best play of the day, it's going to be a match between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Houston Astros. Four total player props as well for today, and the two best player props being towards the end of the video. Hope everybody enjoys their weekend, and let's break down some ball. All right, guys, let's get into this graphic from Friday night. I am recording extremely early. It's not too early. It's 7:30 p.m. Central Time. We have the Mets on the money line, came out at -135, so I took them on the money line going up against the Angels. Juan Soto over 1.5 bases and to draw a walk in that game going up against the Blue Jays. That one is in a rain delay, should start here in a couple minutes. I think it said 7:30 Central start time for that one. And then Gavin Stone under 2.5 runs going up against the Athletics as the best plays of the day. We've got the Pirates on the money line. Tough start for this one. Four consecutive home runs for the Arizona Diamondbacks to start the game. It's like watching a horror movie. Corbin Carroll, Little League home run, hit a triple and then an error, so he went home. And then Josh Bell, Ketel Marte, Lourdes Guerrero Jr., I believe. Right field, center field, all home runs, all blasts going up against Luis Ortiz. Currently, though, 5-3 in the bottom of the fifth. Maybe Brian De La Cruz can hit home run tied up here. But I'm okay with that. 5-3 right now. Still Pirates on the money line as the play. Brian Reynolds, he just hit a double, hit in Andrew McCutchen, so that one did cash over 1.5 bases. And then we have Francisco Lindor over 1.5 bases going up against the Angels as well tonight. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Nothing to show yet. I did update it from yesterday because the Cubs and the Cardinals yesterday had a horrible loss for us. Under 8.5 runs, the Cubs walk it off, scoring 3 in the bottom of the ninth. So that one really sucked, but we're going to bounce back today. Hopefully we get a sweep on Friday night, looking for the sweep on Saturday. We're going to be starting with the Toronto Blue Jays going up against the New York Yankees. The Yankees been an absolute wagon after the All-Star break. They scored 6+ runs in 6 consecutive games, not counting the game tonight because they are currently in a rain delay on Friday night. They have been playing some very good baseball over the last week. I'm going to take them in this game to put up a lot of runs going up against Jose Barrios. Give me the Yankees here as the play. Team total over 4.5. And numbers for Jose Barrios this season, they have been decent. He's coming in with a 3.93 ERA and a 1.19 whip, but over the last several games, he's been torn apart by opposing teams. He did have a decent game going up against the Rangers, going 7 innings, but he still gave up 6 hits, only allowed 1 run in that game in his last start. He's coming into this game giving up 3+ runs in 7 of the last 9 games, and he's also given up 5+ hits in 8 of the last 10 games. So he is coming into this game in poor form despite his decent start last time out. And the Yankees, like I said before, they've been very hot at the plate, and it hasn't just been the two big bats in this lineup. Everybody around them has been performing well, the leadoff spot especially. Alex Verdugo, he was struggling severely. There was talks about sending him down, maybe cutting him from the team, but he has been really good over the last month. He's really sparked the Yankees in the first inning. They also have Stanton back in that lineup after the injury. They've got Jazz Chisholm. He's fitting in perfectly with that lineup. He's bringing in a lot of power and speed, making an immediate impact. I like everything about the Yankees right now, and I do think they're going to continue pouring on the runs going up against Jose Barrios. If you're looking for a side in this game, I think you'd be foolish not to take the Yankees because just how well they've been playing lately. But I also like the over in this game. I'm not going to give it out as official play because Carlos Rodon, he has been really bad for the Yankees on the season. He's been up and down all year long. He's as inconsistent as it gets. Sometimes he's an ace. Sometimes he gives up 5+ runs. So I'm going to stay away from the game picks. I think the over's worth a look. But for me personally, I'm taking the over 4.5 runs for the Yankees team total here. For the player props on the screen, we're going to be taking Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to go over 1.5 bases. I mentioned the roller coaster ride that is Carlos Rodon this season. He's coming in with a 4.34 ERA, having some of the craziest starts over the last 8 or 9 games. In late June, he went back-to-back games, giving up 10+ hits and 8+ runs, going up against the Braves and the Blue Jays. But over the last 2 starts for him, he's gone 6+ innings in both games, allowing 2 runs or less in both those games. So really, you never know what you're going to get with this guy on the mound. What I do know is going to happen in this game is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to hit a home run. Carlos Rodon on the season, he's given up 23 home runs, and he's given up at least 1 home run in 7 consecutive games. And in 4 of those 7 games, he has given up multiple home runs. Vladimir Guerrero has had a hot bat over the last month and a half of the Blue Jays. He's now hitting over 300 on the season, and against left-handed pitching, whenever he gets a chance, he typically does not miss. He's only had 71 at-bats going up against left-handed pitching. He's got 22 hits, 10 extra base hits. He's hitting at over 310 on the season. I love him in this game, over 1.5 bases as the play there. Let's go over to the best plays of the day. We're going to be looking at the Tampa Bay Rays going up against the Houston Astros. I'm going to stick with the team totals for the Saturday slated game. Give me the Astros over 4.5 team total runs as the play. I was going to take the over in this game as well, but the Tampa Bay Rays, they continue to struggle putting up runs, even though they have the new addition of Randy Arozarena. I also like the over because Ronel Blanco for the Astros, he's really been struggling to get his footing early in these games. We've seen that over the last several appearances for him. But because I don't want to overextend myself and take multiple plays, I'm just going to stick stick with what I think is the best play here. Astros over 4.5 runs. I like this one because Zach Littell is going to be back on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays, and he's given up 5+ runs in 2 of the last 3 games. He's coming into this one with a 4.18 ERA and a 1.35 whip, and he has also been very inconsistent this season, just like a lot of pitchers that I've been talking about lately. We should see him struggle in this game going up against the Astros because this is the top 3 team in baseball hitting against right-handed pitching as a squad this year. They're hitting 261 going up against right-handed pitching. In the Astros lineup, they've been putting up a lot of runs on the season. They have scored 5+ runs in 5 of the last 7 games as well. And I do think we're going to see 5 more runs in this game. If you're looking for a side in this one, I would go with the over as a play again. I wouldn't take the Astros because, again, Ronel Blanco, over the last several games, he's been inconsistent. He struggled over the first couple innings. Over the last 2 games going up against the Mariners and the Dodgers, he's given up 4+ runs very early in those games. And the Astros, they have found a way to win one of those games with him on the mound, but it is pretty hard to make a comeback when you go down 4 runs. I do think the Astros will be able to score 5+ runs in this game. So if you think the Rays can stay under 5 runs, go ahead and take the Astros. But for myself, I'm taking the Astros team total over 4.5 runs as the best play of the day. For the player prop on the screen, we're taking a look at Alec Bregman, over 1.5 bases going up against the Rays. The numbers for Bregman this season, they have dropped off a little bit from last year. He's coming in with a 251 batting average, but this is a really good match for him going up against a right-handed pitcher. Against lefties this season, he has really been struggling. He's barely hitting the ball over 200 on the year, but against the right side, he has a batting average of 270 with 25 extra base hits. He's really performing well going up against right-handed pitching. The numbers for Zach on the season, they're also very bad coming in this game against right-handed hitting, which is why I'm taking the Astros team total over. But it's also good for player props. He's giving up a batting average of 300 to the right-handed hitting this season. You can look at a lot of guys for the Astros in this game, but Bregman does handle the slider pretty well this season. It's one of his better pitches that he hits. I think he's going to get a lot of sliders in this game because Zachy does throw that nearly 75% of the time. I'm going to take him in this game over 1.5 bases as the play. Let's go over to the best player props of the day. We're going to be looking at Corey Seager as the first batting prop of the Texas Rangers to go over 1.5 bases going up against Tanner Houck. We are going to start with the numbers for Tanner because he has been pretty bad over the last several starts for the Red Sox, even though he's been good for most of the season. Before the All-Star break, he was wheeling and dealing. He had a 1.91 ERA going into the month of June, but since the start of June, he has gotten worse and worse and worse. He has now given up 2+ runs in 8 of the last 10 games, and over the last 2 games going up against the Yankees and the Rockies, he's given up a combined 15 hits and 8 runs. His once 1.91 ERA is now sitting at 2.79, which is still a very good number on the season, but he has been struggling coming into this game, not only with giving up a lot of runs, but with his control. He has now walked 3+ batters in 4 consecutive games. He's making mistakes over the middle of the plate, allowing a couple home runs as well. His command is a little bit off. His confidence is shaken. Typically, I would be all over him to have a bounce-back game going up against the Rangers, who have struggled recently, and he very well could have a bounce-back game going up against the Rangers, but I think going up against Corey Seager, he's going to have a problem. Looking at the numbers for Corey Seager, he's been very good on the season. If we take a look at the favorite pitches that he likes, he loves the sinker, he loves the sweeper. He hits the sinker 364, he hits the sweeper 333 on the season. Those are the 2 best pitches that he hits on the year, and that's what we're going to see in this game 72% of the time out of Tanner. A lot of the Rangers do struggle against those pitches, but not Corey Seager. And against right-handed pitching on the year, he does have a batting average of 280 with 26 extra base hits, 27 now, because in the top of the first or bottom of the first tonight on Friday, he hit a home run. It is a left-on-right matchup with one of the hottest hitters in baseball going up against a guy who has been struggling with his command over the last couple games. Give me Corey Seager here over 1.5 bases as the play. For the pitching prop tonight, we are going to be looking at a rookie for the Cleveland Guardians, Joey Cantillo, to go over 2.5 runs going up against the Baltimore Orioles. This young man made his debut for the Guardians 5 days ago. He went up against the Philadelphia Phillies. Sucks for him. Not as he wanted it to go, not as planned. He was only able to make it 3 innings in that game. He gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 home runs. He walked 3 batters as well. That's really not the game you want to go up against the Philadelphia Phillies. They're one of the best hitting teams in baseball. Your debut start, that's not how you want it to go. Now in the second start, he's got to go against the Orioles, another really good hitting team in baseball. Joey, he features a fastball, changeup, and slider, which is what I like to call plain bread whenever talking about starting pitching because it's so basic. Everybody has that. Most teams going up against those 3 pitches typically hit those 3 pitches the best of anything because that's what we've been seeing all their careers. Unless you have something special like a Kyle Hendricks changeup over the last several seasons, Kyle Hendricks changeup's been really good, or a rising fastball. We saw that last night with Michael Kopech with the Dodgers. His debut was really good, but most teams are fairly good hitting the fastball, changeup, and slider. It's no different for the Orioles this season. They're very good at hitting the fastball this year. They're also very good with off-speed pitches, especially the changeup. Looking at the number for the O's, they have 6 players that will most likely be playing in this game, hitting the fastball above 300 on the year. And looking at the changeup, they have nearly everybody in the starting lineup hitting that pitch over 250 on the season. And against the slider, that's probably their least favorite pitch. But they still have several players hitting that in the upper 200 on the year, with their best player, Gunnar Henderson, hitting that pitch 328 on the season. The O's, they're a very good team. I don't expect them to struggle in this game going up against the rookie. Give me his over 2.5 runs as the play. Let's go over to the graphic recap. We are going to be looking at the Yankees team total over 4.5 runs going up against the Blue Jays. We've got Alex Bregman over 1.5 bases going up against the Rays. We got Vladimir Guerrero Jr. over 1.5 bases going up against Carlos Rodon and the Yankees. We've got the Astros over 4.5 team total. It is the day of the team totals. Corey Seager over 1.5 bases going up against the Boston Red Sox and Tanner. And then we have Joey Cantillo over 2.5 runs going up against the O's. Hopefully I'm saying his last name right. Maybe I got to roll the L's there, but let's just call him Joey for now until I get the pronunciation correct. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Saturday, August 3rd slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like in this video and subscribe channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.